Hello everyone, I'm Soulman of Soul Speech. This episode covers somewhat different and unique subject, pronunciation. We will have a detailed look on how to pronounce Hangul words correctly from English background and on the sound differences from other languages. After finishing this episode, you will pronounce Hangul sound much better and will have a better understanding of Korean accent for English when you visit Korea. If you are a K-pop fan, you will be able to sing K-pop with proper pronunciation. You already know when to use continuous sounding rule when 받침 is followed by 자음, 이응. Today we will focus on some gotchas and sound differences for English language speakers. Koreans are polite in general. Therefore, they don't use F words. Well, actually Hangul has no F sound at all. The closest one is 피읍, 자음 피읍, the P sound. So we need to match English F sound into Hangul 피읍 to pronounce or write it into Hangul. When you are in Korea, you will hear a lot of this from your Korean friends. I'm a BTS fan. Huh? You are a fan? So what they meant a BTS fan. Since there's no F sound in Hangul, Koreans use and write with 피읍, so it became pen in Hangul. I think this is one of the most frequently used F sound presented with 피읍 in Hangul. Here is another example. The title of one of the popular TV variety show in Korea was 패밀리가 떴다. As you can see, there is English subtitle family, so you can easily guess what family was meant for. It meant family. 떴다 literally means float, but over here it's kind of slang meaning popped up or appeared dramatically. The second one. In Hangul there is no V sound but only B sound. The B sound is 비읍, 비읍. So when you hear a Korean person speaks English saying thank you very much for bringing home the victory, you know what it means. He meant to say, thank you very much for bringing home the victory. This is very handy to know because once you know this kind of pattern, you can easily guess what they're trying to say, regardless of their accent. The two good examples you know already using 비읍 sounds are 밥, 밥, the cooked rice, and 아버지, father. 비읍 is very close to English B, but it's not exactly same. For example, when you say boy, you know the sound. But when English word boy is written into Hangul characters, you have to write 보이. If you ask somebody in Korea to read this one, they will read it as 보이, instead of boy. As you can hear, English B is a little bit richer than Hangul 비읍, whereas Hangul 비읍 is more of a flat sound. So what is the flat sound? By flat sound, I meant that this sound needs less work from lips and tongue. For example, boy requires your lips more closed and curled in initially, but saying it in Korean flatter style, 보이, needs less efforts and less mouth work. The third rule to remember in Hangul pronunciation is there is no true R sound in Hangul. There is either L sound or soft R sound. Both of them match with Hangul 자음 리을. The name of 자음 리을 itself is pronounced as 리을. There is no clear rule in Hangul whether to make sound L or soft R for the real, but in general, L sound is for first jaum and 받침 jaum, and soft R is only comes at the beginning or first jaum of a character. Almost nobody use soft R sound for the 받침. Let's take a look at examples. 할머니, grandmother, and 라면, instant noodle. 할머니, 할 has a 받침 jaum, so it is pronounced with L sound, 할. 라면 is a first jaum of a character 라, so some people pronounce as 라면 with L. Another group of people pronounce it as 라면 with a soft R. But nobody actually pronounce as true R sound with ramen. Nobody say that in Korea. So either 라면 or ramen is all acceptable. Remember that there's no real equivalent in English. There's no soft R sound in English. Hangul real can make either L sound or soft R sound. Here is an extreme example for real sound. No left turn on red light, please. Excuse me? No left turn on red light, please. Huh? Though I exaggerated a little bit, you may hear this kind of sound in Korea when they speak English. However, the purpose of soul speech is not really listening to how Korean people pronounce English sound. What I'm trying to emphasize is that when real comes at the beginning of a character, Koreans pronounce it either as soft R or L sound. Here's one more example. In Hangul, English word romance can be either pronounced as romance as a soft R or romance with L sound, because only way of writing this Roman character in Hangul is real or ro, which can be either pronounced as L or soft R sound. By knowing this, you will get much less confusion with the real sound of Hangul. Here is a slightly different case. 나라. 나라 means nation or country. In this case, 나라라 is always pronounced as soft R. Even though the real comes at the beginning of a character, 라, the previous character 나 does not have any 받침. So 나라 instead of 나라. However, when the first character has 받침 real and the second case begins with real as well, two reals collide, resulting in distinctive L sound. A good example is 빨리빨리, 빨리빨리, which means hurry up or do it quickly. When we use real at 받침, it is always L sound. Here, horse is 말 in Hangul, 말. So it has to be pronounced as 말, not mar, which is a typical foreigner accent in Hangul. 말 in Hangul can also mean a language or a spoken language. There is a title song from the legendary classic 007 movie, From Russia with Love. Remember, there's no R and L in Hangul, but only real. So when you convert the R and L sound into Korean real, it can sound in two ways. From Russia with love, or from Russia with love. Of course, you now know that he meant from Russia with love. Since Russia can be only written into Hangul as Russia, you will find many Koreans read this as Russia or Russia. I like to remind you of that everything is relative. We are talking about differences between multiple language systems, not the limitation from a specific language. Let's take a look at some examples. You probably know about karaoke or karaoke, the singing bar for entertainment. It is called as 노래방, 노래방 in Hangul, by the way. The origin of karaoke is Japan. Kara means empty or void in Japanese, and OK is a short form of orchestra. So it means a fake orchestra, not a real one, playing background orchestra music for singing customers. Note that we use K for kara in English, but true Japanese pronunciation is close to G. Here is what it should sound in Japanese.
Karaoke, karaoke.
Koreans can pronounce this much better than English speakers because in Hangul, we can write it as karaoke, karaoke. Much better than English version karaoke. Let's practice here the soft R sound of real. It is not 노래방. It is not 노래방. It is 노래방, 노래방. Ask your Korean friend. Take me to a 노래방. Let's review how we could write Hangul into English alphabet. 삼겹살. Samgyeopsal is a very popular food in Korea, which is a form of pork barbecue. Popular way of writing in English is like this one. But some American would read this one as samgyeopsal. 된장찌개 is also everyday food in Korea, which is bean paste soup with tofu with vegetables. One possible way of writing 된장찌개 in English alphabet is like this. Hyundai, the car company, made a strange choice long time ago, so it was spelled as Hyundai. So many people would read it as Hyundai or Hyundai, but its correct pronunciation is Hyundai. If somebody asked me to rewrite it in English alphabet today, I could write it as this one. Here is a Spanish example. Welcome for Spanish is
Bienvenida.
For female,
Bienvenido.
for male. If you listen one more time carefully, you will notice that there is virtually no sound difference between letter B and letter V.
Bienvenida.
When we write these Spanish words into Hangul, bienvenida, bienvenido. If you are an English speaker and never seen these words before, then you are likely to pronounce these as bienvenida, bienvenido. Congratulations! You have just mastered most important and yet challenging Hangul pronunciation technique. In conjunction with the continuous sounding rule you studied before, understanding of these F, P, R, L, and BV sounding differences will give you enough confidence when hearing and speaking Hangul. You are one step closer to native Hangul speaker now, and this is a big one for most beginners. Remember, there's no F, no R, and no V in Hangul sound. So hang with me, I'll get you there. See you soon. Jumpa lagi. Handsome God light. 또 봐요.